Hey yo, what up? It's your girl bewltchedfaun coming in with episode 24 of Faun's Horror Corner, a series where I watch a random horror movie on Tubi and we talk about it. This week I watched The Descent 2 from 2010. The description Tubi gave us was: distraught, confused, and half wild with fear, Sarah Carter emerges alone from the Appalachian cave system, where she encountered unspeakable terrors. So I had seen this before, but I couldn't really remember anything, but my expectations were already on the low side because I was kind of hoping or expecting a whole new cast rather than bringing Sarah back and her being the focal point. And that's just because I felt like the ending of the first one with the mystery and the open ending was perfect, and we didn't need to return to it. I could talk way too long about this. Let's get into this shit. We begin with some yeehaw music and this guy driving. He stops for a deer and things are chill, but here's Sarah and the title card. Now Borum Caverns is a public spectacle, and there's a rescue team in there looking for the other missing women. This is the cave rescue team, and that is Prince Charming from Once Upon a Time. I didn't need to see any more of his face to know that. This news reporter is throwing shade, and Charming didn't fucking like that. Sheriff got a call and he's asking for a tracker dog to find where Sarah came out and keep it on the DL. So now we zooming to the hospital. Sarah is resting and she had to be sedated because she wasn't doing so hot, and she doesn't remember anything. No major injuries, just cuts and bruises. But her clothes were covered in blood, not her own though. Some tests are going to be done on that blood in the meantime. Now it's time for a chat. She's asked pretty standard questions, but alas, her memory isn't all there, so that's all we're getting. Now we're following a search dog, who has led these two to Chapel Mine, and he's got a hit on something. Now we wait for a dog jump scare. Joke's on you. We didn't like the vibes there. The rescue team gets updated on the new location. Wake up losers, we're going searching. Also, the blood on Sarah's clothes matched Juno's blood, and now the sheriff means business and is pulling her out of the hospital. Prince Charming is under a sleep curse clearly as we travel to our new destination. Sarah joining in on the fun too. Now we've arrived and they bust through the door. This place is too creepy for me. Ed, the guy from the beginning, gives us a little lore. His grandpa worked down in the mine. Him and some buddies broke into a new cave system. He was sent back down there to take a look around, and he never came back up. The sheriff wants to bring Sarah down since she's the only one who's been down there. Now they're being summoned and it's time for everyone to get ready. Ed gets the shit running, and that's a big no fucking thank you. They all hop into the ancient lift and down they go. They've reached the bottom and now the real fun begins. Dan leads the way through the dim, claustrophobic mines, and many unsettling creaks are heard, but it's aight because they're approaching the cave that they want. They remove the keep out sign and now we enter uncharted territory. Prince Charming has a camera and Sarah gets alarmed by something. Bomber jump scare. Okay, that is a creepy fucking rock though, but it's time to move on. Kath uses whatever this is to listen for something that goes way over my pea brain, but she does hear some awfully strange sounds. So the group goes towards the sounds and are in a new area. And look, they found someone. That's pretty fucking bad, and she's moving. Look at that little chunky monkey. The sheriff starts to pin this on Sarah, which I guess I understand, but also, do you think Sarah ripped Becca apart like this? Everyone else agrees with me. Thank you. Charming leads the way down the next path, and Sarah gets bad vibes and says she thinks they were attacked. But boy, the others don't understand what could have done that. Charming made his way through the shaft to the next open area, though everyone else follows suit. Sarah gets a wave of bad memories. The sheriff tells her to scoot the boot, and she kicks him in the face and gets fucking moving, fighting her way past the others and hauling major ass. Yeah, they lost her. Everyone is okay, but the sheriff ran off to chase Sarah, so God knows where those two are at right now. The sheriff is alone and some strange sounds are heard, so he pulls out his camera and takes a look around, turning off his headlamp too, and like a true American gets that fucking pistol ready, just in time because Falmer jump scare, and now the cave is collapsing. America, fuck yeah. Kath is stuck in quite the pile of rubble, while Dan, Charming, and Rios are still together, and they contact Kath through the walkie. The plan is to dig their way to her basically, which won't get them far. She's told to stay put and they will find a way to get her. Our gun-toting sheriff is still kicking, and Sarah is still here too, sipping that cave water. Kat's flashlight is dying and a Falmer is lurking nearby. The trio come across a bunch of bones, start lighting flares, and take a look around. Charming finds a video camera and takes a little gander. It's a nice video of the group before hell broke loose. Oh, and Sarah's lurking. Now we hit the cave videos, and the trio gets a look at the Falmer on the video. Falmer jump scare. Everyone splits off and runs. Dan armed with the old camera. Sarah's near the Falmer. Rio is still close and is yelling for Dan, which the Falmer is vibing with. Sarah shuts her ass up just in time because that boy was closing in. But Dan keeps hollering and now he's on a new trail. Dan spots Sarah and Rio, but it's too late. He's attacked by the Falmer and he is definitely dead after that. Sarah snipes his bag as he gets dragged off, and the two move on. Lest we forget about Kath. She's reaching around and she gets some drool on her. She starts yelling for Dan, or Charming, and Falmer jump scare. And now they're digging towards her. She removes some gear and starts squeezing her way out. Slowly but surely, and Ed fighting off a Falmer, she gets out and crushes that bitch. Kath is moving stealthily and ends up coming across Charming. And it's a nice reunion, but it's short. The creatures are close and now the two are running. The sheriff is still on his own and there's a Falmer crawling around behind him. He fumbles around with this arm and surprise, the body is Dan. Kath and Charming are running from the Falmer. Oh, there he is. They're sneaky as fuck. And he wanders off until the sheriff cucks them with the walkie. Now they're moving upwards and throwing the walkie. Kath tries to contact Dan, but we know that it won't go anywhere. Charming tells her that he heard the attack and she's still very upset. But Charming ain't gonna run out on you. Bonding time is over. Time to move. Oh look, there's Sam. Still hanging there. Charming tells her to use the body to get across. So she does just that and is trying to gain momentum. A Falmer catches up and attacks Charming and another one hops onto Sam's body with Kath. A chunk gets taken out of Charming's neck, but he kills that fucker with a goddamn drill and saves Kath by jumping and taking the titty Falmer down with him. Because that's what heroes do. Kath keeps pushing for momentum and ends up getting to the other side. But now our girl is alone. But there are sounds, and it's right behind her, and Kath is taken out as well. Sarah says she got washed out by water the last time, so she's doing the same thing now. But Rio really doesn't like that. But she's a tough bitch, so she's following along. A few claustrophobic water scenes later, and they've reached an end. Rio makes a video for her daughter because things aren't exactly looking promising. Sarah took it to heart and tells Rio that everything you just said, you say that to your daughters. We ain't dead yet. Back to the rootin' tootin' sheriff though. He's still alone. Well, not quite. He's got some company that he fucking socks in the face. But before it gets a hit on him, an axe goes through its head and our mysterious savior is fighting it off and kills the fuck out of it. Badass bitch, that's our girl Juno. The sheriff tells her he'll get her out and Sarah is here too. She yoinks his flashlight and scoots off. Sarah and Rio are shimmying along, but alas, there's a Falmer ahead and a little chunky monkey, and he goes towards the girls and Rio screams, thus alerting the Falmer up ahead who is speed crawling towards them. Sarah moves down this shaft. Rio is face to face with it and Sarah comes in with a flare and the two drop down into the mud pit, along with the Falmer shortly after, who is just fucking screaming. A fight ensues. He keeps going for Rio and Sarah digs out something pointy from the bag she plundered and takes the creature out. Falmer jump scare. He's not done. Rio isn't fucking around and finishes the job this time. Before they can leave, there's already another one approaching, but he's just taking a shit. So I guess this is a shit pit? Gotcha, my bad. Off he goes. Sarah and Rio have a chat about what happened to Juno and Beth and the two continue on. Sarah armed with a camera. Juno jump scare. Now there's a fight between the two friends. Rio talks reason and Juno holds back. Juno thinks she's found where they leave to hunt on the surface, but Rio and Sarah want to follow the water out. And now they're bickering. The sheriff handcuffs himself to Sarah and now we all have to follow Juno. They have to cross this pit with fragile rocks and have to move single file. Juno makes it across. Rio is next and the sheriff and Sarah have to move together because he's stubborn. The rocks really don't fucking like that, and surprise surprise, the sheriff has fallen and that looks so fucking painful. The girls can't pull him up and the creatures are nearing. Juno asks for the pick and the sheriff has to be sacrificed so the others can survive. Deuces, rootin' tootin' sheriff. No time to waste, we gotta keep moving. They've discovered an exit. There's creatures ahead of them, so silently they move along. But now one is pulling a deer inside and screams. The girls keep moving and Charming jump scare. Now the Falmer have been alerted. Good job. Now the girls are fighting for their lives against all these guys. They fought a bunch off and Juno isn't faring so well. So Sarah comes in strangling it, but it claws Juno. Sarah gets the final blow on it and Juno tells Sarah to get out of here and apologizes before she dies. More are nearing and Rio tells her it's time to go. She turns around and there's 4 of them blocking the exit, and more are nearing. Sarah gets up and screams. All the creatures are swarming Sarah as Rio makes her escape and sees sunlight once again, and she hauls ass away. She takes a breather and tries to make call, but Ed comes in to ruin the day and drags Rio right back to the hole. Falmer jump scare. Fuck you, Ed. And that's it. That's the movie. Let's get into my afterthoughts. This movie left me with more questions than answers. I honestly feel like we really didn't need this sequel. I would have felt fine if we just left the story off with the first movie and leave it with that element of mystery, but the sequel didn't totally sit right with me. Like, yeah, it was still a cool cave exploration creature feature, but did we really need this? Did we truly get anything out of this? I don't know. Let's get into my talking points. What did you think of the story? I don't know, man. I didn't totally, hate the story, I guess. I'm just not fully sold on it. Not to sound mean, but it all just felt pointless. I truly believe this movie adds nothing to the overall story of The Descent. It was still a cool watch, don't get me wrong, but it kinda just gave us nothing story-wise. What about the ending? Not a big fan. I mean, why is Ed doing what he does? I actually want to know why. Is it protection so no more people go down there? Considering a whole rescue team went down there, I mean, there's no way other people don't know that the group went into that mine, right? I don't know. I feel like it would have been better if it ended off similarly to the first, where we don't really know what happened, rather than what they gave us with Ed. But again, we really didn't need this movie at all. It was kind of just a worse conclusion than the first. Like, the first one leaves you with the mystery of not knowing what happened, letting you come to your own conclusions and whatnot. This one just kills off everyone and leaves me scratching my head because what the fuck is Ed even doing? Overall thoughts? I'll say it again. We really didn't need this. Visually, it was a cool movie, but story-wise, I'm not a huge fan. Favorite kill? Honestly, Sheriff. It was his own fault it happened anyway. Best and worst character? Best is Rio. I liked her, and it was cool seeing her toughen up as the movie went on, and I was really rooting for her throughout it. Worst is a mix between Ed and the Sheriff. They both can suck a fat one. As for the tier list, while this isn't bottom of the barrel and was visually a cool watch, I don't see myself wanting to rewatch this the next time I watch The Descent, so I think C might be a fair place. Because again, it's not horrible, it's just not a great addition to the series, and I didn't totally fuck with it. And for Character Hall of Fame, no new additions this time around, and that's okay. I would say that Rio is like an honorable mention though. Well, that's all I got. Thank you for watching if you're still here. I upload these every Saturday around 12 p.m. Eastern, as long as life doesn't get in the way. So if you enjoy, then feel free to like, comment, or subscribe. Do what you want. I can't tell you what to do. My socials are down below, as well as the link to the movie so you can watch it yourself and form your own thoughts and opinions. Let me know what you think if you decide to watch it. Next week, we will watch a new random horror movie and see where that takes us. Thank you one more time for watching. Stay safe and spooky, y'all.